This is a demonstration of a backstitch bind off, which is also called a sewn bind off. The first step is to cut your yarn, leaving a tail that's about 3 to 4 times as wide as your piece is. If your piece is extra wide, you might not need 4 times, but at least if it's tiny like this for practice, you'll want the 4 times so that you have enough yarn left to weave in your end. You're going to thread that on a darning needle, kind of pulling it so the end's about half as long as the longer piece. And then this is your repeat. I'm going to pass my darning needle purlwise through the first 2 stitches on my knitting needle, leaving them on the knitting needle, and pull that through. And then I'm going to pass my knitting needle knitwise into just the first stitch, and that one I'm going to take off. So I'm slipping a stitch knitwise onto my darning needle and pull it through. And we repeat. Purlwise into 2 stitches, keeping them on the knitting needle, and then knitwise into just 1 stitch, taking it off the knitting needle so it's just on the darning needle. Purlwise through 2, keeping them on, knitwise through just 1, taking it off. Purlwise through 2, keeping them on, knitwise through just 1, taking it off. So this is a bind off I like a lot because it's very stretchy. And that's partially because we're going through each stitch multiple times. It also is visually a nice match for the long tail cast on, which is one of my favorites, and I have a video for how to do a long tail cast on as well. Oops, and be careful if this happens. You want to be sure that the tail of your yarn doesn't end up getting tangled on the needle or even underneath the whole thing, so keep an eye on it. And as I get to the end, I'm going to go purlwise through both of these, pull it through, knitwise through this one, pull it through, so that's the normal repeat. And at the very end I only have 1 loop, so I'm just going to go purlwise through that final loop and take it off. So, and then I'd be ready to weave in my end. So you can see this is a long tail cast on at the bottom. This looks quite similar, especially once it's blocked, and it's got a really nice amount of stretchiness. So if you do your long tail loosely, like I show you on the other video, they're a really nice pair together.